All right, good evening. Welcome to Tuesday, June 16th. I'm so glad that you could spend a little time with me this evening. My name is Laura Matthias. I am a travel advisor with Shoreline Destinations based here in Finksburg, Maryland. And for those of you who were with me last Tuesday evening for the Star Wars at Disney World webinar, welcome back. And for you and for anybody who was not able to attend last week, know that you can find that in blog and video form. The entire video is posted on the Shoreline Destinations website. You'll see that in the lower right-hand corner of this slide. So if you go on there and go to our blog post, you can watch it over and over again. We're going to do the same thing with tonight. We are recording this, so you will be able to go back and reference it at any point in time. Oh yeah, what was her email address? There it is. So, awesome. So, a little, this is really tonight, this is the basics, the ins and outs of Disney World. This is for, maybe you've never been to Disney World. Gasp. Maybe you've been there, of course, but it's been a long while. Maybe there was only one theme park when you went, right? That's very possible. So this is kind of the basics of what you'll find at Disney World. And it's also, you know what, this is just as great for people who love to talk Disney all the time. Like, you know, I'm more than happy to with anybody. So hopefully everybody takes something away from it tonight. So my love of Disney goes all the way back to when I was about 6 years old. Was my first trip to Disney. Experiencing that as a child, it's just like your eyes are like this big the whole time. I met Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and I was just hooked on the magic. Fortunately, I was able to adventure back throughout, you know, as a teenager, and that was super cool because I got to ride all around on the monorail with my cousins. We were like free and independent in Disney. And then even as a college student, I had a college roommate who was a cast member who worked at Disney, and that was super spectacular to go and see Disney through an employee's eyes. So I've had all sorts of different vantage points. Of course, now I'm a parent. I've been traveling there for the past 10 years with my own kiddos, and we love it. And we always try to bring something new to it every time we go. So before we travel together down to Disney World, I say down because I'm in Maryland, so it depends where you are. Let me see if I can get this going here. There we go. Let me just share with you Shoreline Destinations. When we are working together with you as our client, we at Shoreline are fully dedicated to creating your vacation, especially for you, just the way you want it. So it's all about the details, and we fine tune everything. So just know that when you connect with us, we're going to be prompt in our service, getting you back those options for vacation packages super quick. We do manage and book all of your reservations. We offer customized itineraries put together just for you. And as always, there are no planning fees. I feel like, you know, that should be a chant or something, but no planning fees ever. Okay, so a quick look at Disney today, like today, not just in 2020, just today. They have announced reopenings for Disney World. So a couple important dates: the Magic Kingdom and the Animal Kingdom will be opening July 11th. Epcot and Hollywood Studios are opening July 15th. Disney Springs is already open and enjoyable. So Disney is just know that they're taking every precaution to ensure their guests and the cast members' safety. That is number one. So yes, things look a little different at Disney these days, just as they do everywhere, to be honest, but that's okay. The magic is still there, and we're going to talk all about Disney magic today. What I want to show you is this little video. It's very short that Disney has put out about what they're doing in terms of their resorts to comfort you as a guest right now. So hopefully everybody can hear this. If not, the video is All right, so good to know that Disney is looking out for us, and I appreciate that, and I love the video that just kind of sums it all up. So, woo. You're planning on Disney World 2020 vacation, but you can't hear that. Apparently the sound was not working. Okay, we will move on to the next slide. And how do here I go. I'm going to turn off my video here so you don't see me, you see these beautiful slides that were put together. So through this today, I'm also going to incorporate some pop quiz questions, and it's just for fun. Feel free, if you want to send in the answer via the chat, you can go ahead and do that. Let's see, you should be able to send it in if you want to via chat, or you can just go ahead and answer it yourself. It's all for fun. So I have already blown it because I skipped ahead. My first question is, where in what city and state is Disney World located? So if you already know where the Sunshine State is, you're going to have the answer to this. So Disney World is located in Orlando, Florida, and that's where we're heading today. Don't confuse it with Disneyland, which is out in California on the other coast. That is there, just as important, but today we're going to Disney World. So welcome to the Sunshine State. These photos, this is for real. If you haven't been to Florida, Florida is blue skies, and that would be a majority of the time. It does rain there, just like everywhere else, but most of the time it looks like this. So if you're traveling from somewhere north, like Maryland, where I am, or Maine, or Vermont, welcome to the sunshine. Just being in Florida is spectacular in and of itself. So we're talking fresh squeezed orange juice. The lizards, you see that down in the lower right, they run around. They're fun to keep an eye out for and spot. And the picture on the right is me with some garden art. This is a garden art gator. And I would say that Floridians' gator humor is kind of questionable to me. I'm not sure how that's amusing or funny, but it is. And apparently a friend of mine who grew up in Florida says that they have these on the playgrounds as well. So, all right, kids, there you go. All right. So now that we're in Florida, let's head off to the parks. Yay! So Disney World is comprised of 4 theme parks. You have your Magic Kingdom, which is the picture in the upper left. There is the castle at the Magic Kingdom. It's kind of iconic. I'm sure everybody recognizes it. You either see it during the daytime with people getting their picture in front of it, or a lot of the pictures are at nighttime, where they usually do a spectacular show at the castle, video projections on the castle, fireworks, etc. It's quite something to see. So this is classic Disney. This is where you'll find, you'll find It's a Small World and Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella and Mickey Mouse and all of your classic Disney, okay? Then we move on to Epcot. That huge sphere in the upper right there is where Epcot. There's 2 sections to Epcot. You can see the world and the future. So the World Showcase gives you different countries that you can walk through this World Showcase and experience the cultures of these different countries. And the future part of it is spectacular. There are some really amazing rides there, Mission Space and Soarin'. I'm sure you've heard friends talk about these things. It's wonderful. So, Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is for sure one of my favorites. We talked about it last week, as that is where you will find a lot of Star Wars. This is where movie magic is. So Star Wars, Finding Nemo is there. If you like the Muppets, they're there. Indiana Jones. There's all sorts of movie-based magic here at Hollywood Studios. The Animal Kingdom in the lower left, wild and wonderful. If you have animal lovers in your family, this is not to be missed. They do have a couple of the best live entertainment shows. The Lion King show there is spectacular. spectacular. There is a safari that you can go on, and we're talking, yes, out to the savannah, and there are animals wandering around that you would not see in your backyard. So it's absolutely, it can be a very relaxing day, I think. It's not as high energy, it doesn't have to be, but you can see a lot and do a lot and have a wonderfully paced day. And then there are 2 water parks on top of all this. So Typhoon Lagoon has a shipwrecked theme, and Blizzard Beach is literally like there's a whole bunch of snow here in Florida. So there's fantastic parks to go to, and you know, it's every single one is an adventure in and of itself. So our second pop quiz for the night, pop quiz number 2, what year did Walt Disney World and the Magic Kingdom open? And if you were with us last week, you'll know the answer to this, and if you were paying attention. So the correct answer is 1971. And if you are quick to do the math, you'll realize that next year is a very big year for Disney. Awesome. All right, so of course in every single one of these parks and all throughout Disney, you are going to find spectacular dining. I could go there and just eat my way through Disney World, honestly. So everything from signature dining, which are your fine dining experiences. We're talking spectacular views of the park from the very top of the resort, where you can see the entire layout of Walt Disney World on, before you as you dine, or water views, or there's also table service restaurants, of course, where you sit down and someone comes to your table and serves you. Quick service, this is more like walk up, counter service. It's like you're going to Panera. You walk up, order what you want, and walk away. And if you're super smart, you'll use the app and you'll mobile order in advance, so you can walk up and walk away and not wait in the line. Buffets abound, so those of course have something for everybody. Kiddos usually have their own little kiddo section, the things the kids favor, but they don't have to go to the park. They can eat anywhere off the buffet. So I love the buffets. Family style dining, where they just keep bringing you food and putting it down on the table, and everybody, is eating into that center plate. Dinner shows. Disney has 3 spectacular dinner shows, and they're all very different in their theming and super fun to go to. So entertainment while you eat. Love it. Snacks galore. Lounges. So yes, kids can come into some of the lounges for sure, especially during certain hours of the day. And that's where you can get yourself a nice adult beverage and some light fare to go with it. It's been nice and relaxing. Some of them have outdoor balconies where you can sit, again, just kind of breathe. And kiosks. There are plenty of kiosks with food, and especially during festival events, the food is spectacular. It doesn't even belong at a kiosk. It's that good. And I will say that Disney is super attentive to to people with allergies, food allergies. I recently had a client that traveled to Disney with a soy allergy, and she was amazed at the diversity in menu choices for herself. So those menus, a lot of times they are online, and you can look that up. You can absolutely, as your travel advisor, we will notify restaurants that you plan to go to in advance of your allergies, and they will absolutely work with you. So very attentive to that as well. And not just like, it used to be just like, you have a peanut allergy. It's like you go to these menus and their allergies are across the board. Everything you can think of, they try to have you covered. Okay, so Disney Springs is an entire area that is really dedicated to, I would say, shopping, eateries, and entertainment. Spectacular. It's an evening out. It's a day off from the parks, but a day on because you're still doing spectacular things. They do have some very special things there. The Lego store is one of my favorites. This creation in the middle here is showing you, this is a sculpture built entirely out of Legos. It's not the only one there. It's amazing. The World of Disney store is, you could probably get lost in there for about 30 minutes. And I'm talking about the adults getting lost. It's huge. It is the biggest Disney store you will go to. There's the NBA experience, the Void, Cirque du Soleil is there. It's spectacular. So you could eat and drink and experience all the entertainment. You could spend an entire day at Disney Springs, really. They do have live music, and they also have some restaurants that have live entertainment as well. So pretty amazing. And from your resorts to Disney Springs, there is bus service to and from Disney Springs provided by Disney. You just hop on the Disney Transit. And then there are a few resorts that actually do have water ferry access to Disney Springs. So talk about a pleasant way to travel. All right, moving right along. So moving around the world, I just touched on this a little bit. How do you get around? So let's say you could, of course, drive to Orlando, right? And then you're parking your car and you're now taking Disney transportation everywhere. Or perhaps you fly into Orlando. Disney has, for their resort guests, a transportation service called the Magical Express. Yes, it is truly magical. So you hop on this and they will deliver you to your resort. Not only that, but you have the option of checking your bags from whatever airport you fly out of. Let's say in my case, Baltimore. I check my bags, I put special tags on it, and those bags are delivered directly to my resort. I never have to get in the baggage claim and lug them. It's awesome. That is optional. You don't have to do that. You can take them on the Magical Express if you like, but why would you? I'm not going to carry around bags longer than I have to. So once you're there and you're at your resorts, now Disney is transporting you throughout Disney World. There are buses. The monorail is spectacular, and there are monorail resorts where the monorail actually picks you up directly at the resort. It will take you to Magic Kingdom that we talked about. It will take you to Epcot that we talked about. So talk about a fantastic way to travel and quite novel, quite novel. Water ferries, I touched on that. There are a few resorts that have water ferries to Disney Springs. There are also resorts that have water ferries over to the Magic Kingdom, to Hollywood Studios. So this is a great way to get around too. And it all depends where you stay in Disney World. And then the Skyliner. In the lower right, that is the newest transportation at Disney. And you now have multiple resorts that are connected to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios via the Skyliner. I personally love the Skyliner because you're going as the crow flies pretty much. So the ride is pretty direct. It's not long at all. For what used to take you quite a while on a bus is zippy-zoo now. And they have a maximum capacity. I would say, I think it's 10 or 12 is the most you could fit in one of these cars. So you are riding in luxury above it all, and the views are simply spectacular. So my next pop quiz for you is, if you're flying into Orlando, or if you ever have, you will know this, what is the 3-letter airport code for Orlando's airport? All right, so the airport code is, you would think it'd be something along ORL or that kind of vein, but no, it's MCO. And I learned today was actually for the previous airport, Air Force Base that was there. I'll have to look at that again more closely, but it's from its history. I'll go with that. All right, so Disney resorts, where are you going to stay? Highly recommend staying on property at Disney World, because those people that stay at Disney resorts, they get priority status in many things. One of the probably one of the lower on the scale of what they do for you, but I think is actually should be bumped up to number one. Any souvenirs that you buy in the parks, you can have directly sent back to your resort. So you don't have to carry it around all day. Awesome. There's extra hours typically that are added on to parks, either in the morning or in the evening, that only resort guests can then stay at. Only resort guests can add a dining plan to their vacation package. So there's a lot of perks to being a resort guest, not to mention just the overall experience is, of course, Disney spectacular. So there's over 25 resorts to fit every family, whatever size your family, however many people are coming. And there's kind of, you can go for peaceful or totally hopping. You could go with, I want resorts that have great restaurants in them, or no, we just need a good food court. Rustic or refined, sophisticated or totally poppy. You can choose a resort just based on, hey, I want to be able to walk to a theme park, or I want to be able to ride that Skyliner every day to the park I'm going to, right? So based on transportation, you could have water views at your resort. You could have savanna views. You could be looking at giraffes every morning. Spectacular. So there's something for everybody. These three that I pictured, so you know, if you'd like to reference, this is on the left, Coronado Springs, the Grand Destino Tower, which just opened in July of 2019. It is gorgeous. This is it is gorgeous. In the middle is the Yacht Club, which if you turn 180 degrees from this picture, you're looking out over the water. And the third one, the one on the right, is Pop Century, which is amazing theming. Everything is kind of like, you know, my childhood. I'm not going to speak for how old everybody is, but you know, you take the big wheel and you blow it up like beyond life size, and that's a foosball table there in the middle too. So kind of fun, super poppy Pop Century theming. Right. So all the magic. This picture, these are magic bands. And when you go to Disney as a resort guest, you get a magic band with your stay. And this is, you'll feel like kind of like a superhero for the duration of your vacation. This magic band does everything. Everything. It opens your resort room door. You can charge things to it. If you have the dining plan, you can use it to use your dining plan credits, snacks, whatever you want. You walk around, you wave the band, it gets you into the parks, most importantly. So the bands are awesome. They unlock all the magic. Beyond that, depending on what time of year you decide to go, there might be a special event going on. It might be something you're interested in and can take advantage of. During the fall, we have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and the Very Merry Christmas Party. And those are both annual events. The Epcot Food and Wine Festival is also an annual event. So you might overlap with one of those or plan your vacation specifically around one of those special parties. So year-round, there are various tours that are offered. Little princesses in your family can get a spa treatment, compliments of a fairy godmother at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Tremendous experience. So there's a whole lot of fun going on all the time if you want to add extra layers of fun. All right. And so far, we did have a question come in, and I'm going to just read it because it pertains to this. Will Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party be going on this year? Yes, it is still going on. It happens in the fall, so there's plenty of time to get on board and get there for the Halloween party, which is very fun. Yes, I've been to it. Yes, it's very fun, and I can tell you all about it. All Great. So I have another couple questions. I'm going to do this slide and then I'm going to address the questions. Rest assured. So the magic is truly in the details. Sorry. Technical glitch. I'm back. The magic is in the details. Big or small, I really think it's in the details. Just like I said, walking around, spying those lizards, that's fun in and of itself. But look at all this spectacular. So just a little glimpse in the right hand lower corner, that is my daughter battling Darth Vader after she trained to be a Jedi. Right? How incredible. In the center left is my adorable niece, having just gotten her fairy godmother makeover at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and she's glowing. She's absolutely glowing. The upper right, face painting. Oh my gosh, these are just kiosks in some of the parks, and kids can sit and get their face painted. And the first time I went with my family, my kids were 3 and 5. They got their faces painted every day. It was so wonderful for them. And we were like, okay, it's beautiful. They do such a nice job. And it's so magical for the kids. And my niece loved this design so much that she had the exact same one painted the next day. Okay, and of course, this right here in the middle, this is me and my daughter and Tinkerbell. So this is the magic of Disney's photographers, which again is in the details. Awesome. Okay, question, do I need separate tickets for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? So that is the new, we talked about it last week, this new area in Hollywood Studios dedicated to Star Wars. No, you did not need separate tickets. You just need tickets to get into Hollywood Studios. And one other question, how many days do you recommend going for a first time? We have 2 elementary school kids. That's a great question. I recommend 7 to 10 days. And that is because I recommend doing a combination of parks and relaxing days. If you did parks for 7 days, you would be exhausted. It would take you months to recover from that, is my true belief. But I think it's great to go at a good pace to see what you want to see and to go back and re-see what you loved and to have the time to do that. Awesome. These are really great questions. Thank you. All right. So questions? Any more questions? Traveling with a 6 and 9-year-old, do you recommend strollers for older kids? Well, totally dependent on your children, right? And I know but yeah, kids get exhausted. As I just said, it's exhausting. Adults do. If they, geez, adult-sized stroller would be nice if my kids would push me around, but it depends on your children. Honestly, my daughter was 3 when we first took her, and we took a stroller, and she never used it. So, and, I was glad that I had it there, but that is just not who she is. She wanted to go, and climb on every little planter wall there was. So, but then we did limit our hours in the park, and we made sure to get her home and get her in bed. So 6 and a 9-year-old, again, there's no harm in it, and you can rent strollers in the park. So if you need one, do it. And it makes it a lot easier to lug your things around. If you're carrying snacks and water and a sweatshirt for the evening, hang them all on the stroller, put them underneath. There are strollers galore in the parks. All right, these are really great questions. I appreciate it. And okay, so I will say to all of you who, as I said, we already did the pop quiz. What year did they open? In 1971 is when Walt Disney World and the Magic Kingdom opened that year. So 2021 is going to be big as Disney celebrates 50 years. So if you're thinking ahead to 2021, we definitely encourage you to connect with us. This is our absolutely lovely group of dedicated, amazing ladies at Shoreline Destinations. We all love to travel, and we can't wait to help you plan your travel. So find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, our website, and I just want to again thank everybody for spending some time with me this evening. How do I can pull my camera back up just to say hello. There I am. All right. So thank you so much for spending time with me this evening. I will look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And we are doing a series of webinars, so please do check our website for the up and coming webinars and register and tell your friends. Thank you. Have a good night.